I'm going to talk about how you can step into your potential unapologetically. Come on. Who doesn't want to do that? Who doesn't want to know how to be 100% authentic, fearless, and honest? And those are the words I want you to constantly have in your mind while we go through today's live, while we go through today's session on living up to your potential. I've told you where I'm from, so if you're out there, I'd love to know where you're from too, so I can just have a bit of engagement with you. Yeah? Won't that be awesome? Let me see who's out there. Let me see who's listening. Let me see what's happening with you. And if you're ready for this topic, are you ready to step into your potential? Are you ready to be that person who everyone knows is living her truest and fullest, playing full out every day? Let's see what's happening. All right. So, as you have been told, I am the co-founder of MAB Enterprises Limited, and I'm also a personal development and entrepreneurial refocus coach, along with being a teen mentor. These things are so dear to my heart, which is why I am so pleased Dallas has reached out to me to be part of this group so I can share with you the tips, the tricks, the nitbits that I have been sharing with my clients over the past year. All right. So as a result of what I do, my clients often feel lighter. And that's what I'm hoping you can feel today. Lighter. You can feel fresh. You can feel easier. You can know that what you're doing is right and what you're doing is what you should be doing. That and even more. So I'm going to get into it. There are 3 different ways I'm going to just talk to you about today as it pertains to living up to your potential unapologetically. First of all, never stop learning. And I don't mean you need to go to school, you need to get all these different certificates. No. When I say never stop learning, I mean don't ever stop learning about yourself and life as a whole. Learning about yourself allows you to be more self-compassionate and therefore more compassionate to others. Can you imagine the value of that? The value of knowing that you can be this type of person in your own body, in your own skin. I mean, so much happens in our life and we don't really take the time to pause and look at it and try to understand what had been happening with us, what was happening with us, what was going on in our lives, why we reacted a certain way, why we didn't react another way, how we would have preferred to react. And taking that time to just learn about ourselves allows us to learn about others. Because if you can see that you react a particular way, then it can give you some form of mental ability to understand why others react another way. You see? So you'll be being self-compassionate. You'll be showing yourself self-compassion and you'll be therefore showing others compassion also. Allowing you to be this much better person, a much better individual as a whole. So I implore you, learn more about yourself, learn more about the world, learn more about people, not just the books, not just texts, not just the degrees. Get to know yourself holistically as an individual, what you like, what you don't like, and what you're tolerating. A lot of the time, we're tolerating so much and gathering so much and just carrying it with us that we don't even realize what is happening with us. So just take that time to pause and to learn and to just grow. And if this resonates with you, let me know. Let me know what is resonating with you as I speak today, because I'm not just here to share and leave. I'm here to share and have a discussion. We have ladies like Dallas out there who has groups like this that are encouraging us as women to come in and support each other. So I'm hoping that's what we're going to get out of this. So moving on to our second tip. How to live up to your fullest potential unapologetically. And this is one tip I give every person who comes across my path. Every day, you write your wins. Every day, you let yourself know how you want. Every day, you acknowledge yourself. Self-acknowledgement is so valuable, and we put so little on it, especially as women. You know, we go through our days, we hustle, we bustle, we do all these different activities, and out of it, we end up saying, you know, oh, I didn't get much done today, oh, this wasn't even finished, oh, I couldn't even get over this. And we don't realize the amount of all the different things that we would have done just to create a day in our life, a day in our child's life, our husband's life. We don't see the impact we're having on others and their lives. So I encourage you, write your wins every day. And I don't mean these big extravagant wins. Oh, I cleaned the house from top to bottom today. Oh, I put on this big event. No, the small wins are what bring us up to the big wins. I was, you know, thinking about this point really in depth yesterday, and it's like I thought of just our simple clothing. We go into a store, we select clothing, and we don't realize that our clothing was once just a thought, and that thought then turned into a concept. It was an idea. Persons had a conversation about it. It was just a series of tiny wins leading up to what we're seeing today. And that's a lot of what's happening. That's the companies you see. That's the movies we look at. That's the fabric we wear. That's the jewelry we're putting on. You know, all these different things leading up to these bigger wins in our lives. But it's all started with these tiny micro wins. And if we learn how to acknowledge ourselves daily, then you would realize how much work you're putting into your life, how much work you're putting into your children, your family, your business. I mean, you see how much of yourself you're extending out there to people, and you would start being more, you would start showing yourself more gratitude for that. You start saying, wow, I'm amazing. I actually did all of this in less than an hour. You'll be able to see how much you're getting done, how far you're getting, how much more difference you're making throughout the world. So I implore you, first of all, keep learning. Learn about yourself, learn about life, learn about people. Once you learn about yourself, especially, you'll be able to surpass boundaries, because you know what you want. You know exactly what you want. And when you get to knowing what you want, you start working towards it. And when you start doing that, acknowledge yourself. By doing what? Getting those wins out there. Letting yourself know that you're having micro wins every day. And these micro wins are going to lead up to a huge goal that you have already set for yourself. Thank you very much again, Dallas, for having me here. I'm so pleased and so humbled to share with these women across the world what I have to say about living up to their potential. And I hope that the points that I give today, that they don't just listen to them, but that they take them home, they actually take time to sit with it. Sit with themselves, sit with these thoughts, sit with these comments, and try to understand what exactly is happening with them. Because this is what is going to just plummet you into living up to your potential. All right, I'm just gonna check out some comments here, see if there's anything. It's not scrolling. Okay, so for some reason I'm not able to see the comments, but I really appreciate you, whoever has come in. I appreciate you very much for coming in and listening, and I want you to just learn as much as you can from us. Ladies like Dallas, you can reach out to her very easily. You can reach out to myself, and you can just ask us anything. She's an amazing individual. I've been able to meet with her, speak with her, and this group that she's made is phenomenal. It's just phenomenal. So I'm going into the final tip: how to live up to your fullest potential unapologetically. And I'm going to ask you, if you're listening, to just take a few seconds and stop what you're doing, because I need you to listen to this point carefully. This was made specifically for whoever is here, whoever is on the replay. I need you to just take a pause and just listen. I need you, in order to live up to your fullest potential, unapologetically, to stop hiding behind your story. I'm going to say it again, because when I wrote these, I wrote them intentionally. Stop hiding behind your story. Your story is so significant. It is so significant to us women, to your children, your family, the women you work with, women out there who haven't even met you as yet. They need your story. And our stories are what connect us. Our stories are not something to hide behind and feel ashamed of. They are not. They're not something to hide behind and feel ashamed of. Because our stories, say it again, is what connects us. My story is, and you could see the discomfort happening, which is why I implore people to come out and speak. My story is the passing of my mom. It is the most difficult thing I've ever gone through. The most difficult thing. A few days ago, it was her birthday. I could not stand to look at photos. I saw a photo, I think, on Facebook or in WhatsApp, and I started crying. And for years, I hid behind the fact that I had lost my mom. I actually felt guilty for not, persons would go to the wayside, they would, engage in activities that are not the best. I felt guilty for being strong. I felt guilty for persevering. I felt guilty for surviving. And that's what it is. I had to confront that guilt, and I still am. And I'm telling you, stop hiding behind your story, because your story is what a little girl is waiting for, a little boy is waiting for, your sons, your daughters. Your story is what I'm waiting for, so that I could be brave enough to stand up here and address other women and say, yeah, I felt that pain too. Stop hiding. There are people out there who want to stand with you. If you know the Me Too campaign, it started with a small win. It started with a small chat, and then it just exploded. It just went viral. She didn't know there were so many women out there waiting to stand with her. So many women hoping that someone would speak so they too can just hold on and walk with them. Because it always feels very lonely in our story, but there's so many other people out there waiting for your story. I'm going to say it again, stop hiding behind your story. Your story is your gold medal. Your story is your gold medal. So that's what I leave for you today. As I said, first and foremost, how to live up to your potential. You got to start with number one, keep learning. And that's learning about yourself. First and foremost, learn about yourself. Learn about what you like, you don't like. It seems simple, it seems trivial. But once you start doing things like that, putting yourself first, you would start seeing a change. Learn about yourself. Learn what you're tolerating. Learn what you're afraid to see changing. Learn about you. When you start learning about you, you start realizing that other people aren't that different. You see your relationships changing. Celebrate your wins. Celebrate every one of them, from the tiniest one up to the great big goal that you've been reaching for. Because all those little wins are what lead to that big goal of yours. Celebrate your wins. Celebrate them every day. Don't apologize about it. Celebrate them. And finally, stop hiding behind your story. That's a big one. That's a really big one. Once you start seeing the value of your story and putting yourself out there and saying, yes, this has happened to me. Yes, I am a person like this. Then you will just see the world opens up to you. Because you have nothing else to hide. You have nothing else to be ashamed or afraid of. And you'll just be 100% you. Fearless and honest. So thank you very much, Dallas, for having me. All the way from the Caribbean, St. Vincent and the Grenadines. It was amazing being here. Just amazing. Thank you everyone who came in and listened, watched. Those who are here on the replay, thank you again also. And I hope that you have a great week, a great weekend, and continue living up to your fullest potential. All right? All right then. Bye and thank you.
Yeah.